The House comes to questions for oral answer, and the first question is in the name of the Leader of the Opposition, David Shearer.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. To the Prime Minister, does he stand by all his statements?
Right Honourable Prime
Speaker,
Minister.
yes.
Supplementary question, David Shearer.
Why did the Prime Minister state 6 times in his press conference on September 24th that he did not know of any other unlawful action or errors made in relation to legally questionable spying on New Zealanders, when in fact he had been informed about that in July earlier?
Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr Speaker, I believe that to be correct.
Can it be correct?
Supplementary question? Supplementary question, David Shearer.
Why did he ask only to be informed at that time when he said today on Radio New Zealand that when the illegal spying was flagged by the GCSB director in July, I indicated to him how serious the situation was?
Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr Speaker, I believe that to be the prudent course of action.
Supplementary question, David Shearer.
Why did he not instruct the GCSB to suspend all legally questionable spying on New Zealanders as soon as he became aware of the serious problem in July?
Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr Speaker, the very unresolved nature of the matter, I believe, didn't warrant that action.
That's okay, Nick. It was fine.
Supplementary question, David Shearer.
Given that it was unresolved, didn't he think it was a more prudent course of action to stop any illegal spying on New Zealanders?
Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr Speaker, not at that time, because that was not established and has not been actually at this point.
Now,
Supplementary question, Louise Upson.
Thank you. Supplementary to the Prime Minister. Can the Prime Minister outline for the House the increasing threat that the National Cyber Security Centre has reported on?
Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Speaker, actually, I can. The National Cyber Security Centre reported that in 2011 it had 90 instances lodged with it. These constitute serious instances that do damage or compromise the target or company involved. In 2012, that number increased from 90 to 134. Mr Speaker, I can inform the House that today, this calendar year, the number already stands at 79, and we're not even at Anzac Day, Mr Speaker. We've already passed half of last year's total of serious cyber instances. These attacks are steeply rising and putting at risk our government and private sector security. The GCSB has a vital role to play in combating this, and that is why it's crucial the legislation I proposed yesterday is passed by this House in good time.
Supplementary question, David Shearer.
Mr Speaker, to the Prime Minister, why did he stop illegal spying in September when he did not feel it was possible to stop it in July? What happened in between?
Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr Speaker, I think it's technically correct to say I didn't stop it in September. Actually, the Director-General did, and he advised me.
Supplementary question.
Supplementary question.
Thank you, Mr Speaker.
Order. Order. Supplementary question.
Thank you, Mr Speaker.
Louise Upson.
What steps has the National-led government taken to strengthen New Zealand's response to increasing cyber threat?
Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr Speaker, this government has taken a number of steps in relation to increasing cyber threat, including creating the National Cyber Security Centre within the GCSB. The centre has publicly reported on the number of serious cyber instances, and it plays an important role interacting with industry across government and internationally to protect our infrastructure and systems. We've also created the National Cyber Policy Office within DPMC, which leads the development of cyber security policy advice for government. It also provides advice on investing government resources in cyber security activities. Mr Speaker, we are taking the cyber threat very seriously, as are other governments around the world. The reporting of instances here is still relatively new, so it's highly likely there's a lot more to come in this area.
Supplementary question, David Shearer.
To the Prime Minister, why is the amendment to the SIS legislation suddenly being shelved, and will he make the draft legislation public so that we can see what changes have been planned for the SIS?
Right Honourable Prime Minister.
In answer to the last part of the question, no.
Supplementary question.
Supplementary question, Louise.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. Can the Prime Minister outline for the House the legislative proposals to significantly strengthen the oversight of our intelligence services?
Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr Speaker, yes, the Government is proposing to significantly strengthen the oversight of our intelligence agencies, and this is a very important step in rebuilding public confidence following the Kitteridge report. Among the changes we intend to make are the following: removing the requirement that the Inspector-General of Intelligence and Security be a retired High Court judge. This will increase the pool of people who can do the job. Second, we will make the Inspector-General's office more proactive by increasing the requirements on the office and moving it a step forward from the existing review-focused work. Third, we'll be increasing the resourcing and staffing of the Inspector-General's office, including creating a new role of Deputy Inspector-General. And fourth, legislation will be explicitly expand the Inspector-General's program, and the office's work will become more transparent. There are more changes, but in the interest of time, I'll stop here with what are very important and significant proposals for change.
Speaker.
Supplementary question.
In relation to the unanswered part of my last question, why has the amendment to the SAS legislation been shelved?
Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr Speaker, because in my view the primary focus of attention should be on the changes to the GCSB law and the increase in oversight.
In light of his answer
David Shearer.
In light of his answer and the lack of confidence that people have in the intelligence agencies, why won't the Prime Minister agree to a full independent inquiry to restore that confidence in our intelligence agencies?
Right Honourable Prime Minister.
I don't believe it's necessary.
Question number 2, Todd McLeay.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. To the Minister of Finance.